foreigner. I hate Krikamba. I hate Kwara Kwara. I hate Zai Zai. I don't like foreigner. Foreigner must go to their country. I hate foreigners. I am xenophobic. I hate, again, I hate times and times. I don't know how many times. I hate foreigners. I am xenophobic.
We just want to talk about something that we've seen for a while, and then we want to talk about the developments after everything that has happened. Let's talk about South Africa in a bit. You see, the idea is that we want to see an Africa that is growing strong among itself. And if we begin to disintegrate among ourselves, it becomes an issue of a greater concern that we need to discuss. When it comes to what had happened or what has happened in South Africa over the period of time, the movement that took away immigrants from South Africa and actually has come to a point where a lot is happening after even the immigrants left. Recently, there was a news where they said that the unemployment rate in South Africa is actually shooting up by about 30-something% even after immigrants left. And it's funny because they forgot that people they are sacking were actually also job creators. They were entrepreneurs that had also created jobs for their own people to also work in. So we want to look at the aftermath, what is likely to happen and what could happen to South Africa if care is not taken. Emmanuel, I believe you've seen some of the things that has happened in South Africa over some period now. Some of them are actually atrocious to watch. It's not nice. It's not nice. What is your take when it comes to whatever has happened in South Africa? What is your take on the whole issue?
Yeah, so like you said, this is actually our opinion, and it's our opinion because we are in Africa and we are Africans. And for Africa, we believe that we are all the same and we are one. And anytime things like this come out, it's full of atrocity and it's very, very bad. And so one key thing that I would say is that it is something that we wish it would give a deeper thoughts and nations will learn a lot from it, just so that we wouldn't even repeat it in our places.
Yeah.
Like, what does it take from you if people are in your place and their essence is that they are actually helping you develop your economy? What will take from you is just you trying to moderate, helping them to do things in the best way, in a way that will help your economy. The reason I'm saying this is elsewhere in other part of the world, they use immigrants to develop their countries. And it's actually a serious statement, but I'm very sure of what I'm saying.
It's true.
I know most nations.
Yeah, because United Kingdom, after the Second World War, United Kingdom was built by immigrants. So you can't do away with immigrants. Right? Yeah, you can't do away with immigrants. It's true.
Yes. And very funny enough, what we are talking about, some nations are very aware of what we are talking about. And so they try their best to make things very easy for immigrants to try. And most especially when you are very entrepreneurial or you are contributing in a very greater factor, or you are a great contributor in the country. Now, this is where we are in Africa, where we have our own people coming in to create jobs. And I like where you started because you started with jobs. And the success of every nation, one of the ways that you can see a nation is actually succeeding is its productivity, is its ability to produce. And so one first thing that you mentioned is job creation. Another aspect that I'm also looking at is their relationship with other nations. Now, what is going to happen right now is you mentioned most nations are beginning to see South Africans differently, because here you are with your own people and you are treating them this way. So how will we even trust you to give our visas to you to create kind of partnership with you? And one saddest thing that I end with it is I saw one video where there was this certain girl who is a South African. Like actually the mother was a South African and the father is from Nigeria. And so right now they were taking the dad out of the nation, and the little girl wants the dad. Now I watched the video and I saw how that little girl was crying because she doesn't want the father to leave South Africa. And the fact is, she doesn't even know when the dad is coming back, when all these things are going to stop. Now, what point am I trying to prove? I'm trying to say that, you see, we are also leaving wounds in these kids, in these generations. And so they grow up and they will have different trauma. They will have different idea about how life is and how they were treated, even because their father was an immigrant. And we should see that it will go a long way to affect us. And so I am not just seeing it from that angle. I know it's very serious with job creation, but our relationship with other people, other nations, and other people in the West. Go ahead.
You see, all these things you're saying, the sad aspect is that there are people in South Africa who don't care. No matter how passionate you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no matter how passionate you are, they don't care. The most important thing is that they get people out of their country. They say illegal immigrants, but the reality is that you see videos of South Africans who are saying that I don't like foreigners. Like, I don't like foreigners. I hate foreigners.
I hate foreigner. I hate Krikamba. I hate Kwara. I hate Zaizai. I don't like foreigner.
So it's not the issue of
hate foreigners.
It's not the issue of illegal. It's not the issue of illegal migrants. It's just the issue of foreigners in their country. And the sad aspect is that if they talk about foreigners, they're not talking about every foreigner. They're just talking about Africans. They're just talking about blacks. That is madness. They're talking about, but if they see white people, they welcome them. That they are also foreigners.
Since 2007, almost 20 years.
Oh, you are part of us now. You are no longer a German.
But I live in Cape Town.
And funny enough, those videos, what you are saying, the videos were trending. We saw a lot of that.
Of course. You see, what I want to point out is this. Every country that goes into this dark place will end up crashing. South Africans think they've done their best, but everyone who understands economics knows the kind of trouble that they've created for themselves. Yeah. There are videos of taxi drivers who were protesting that nobody is taking taxis again because immigrants are gone. There were videos of food going bad.
The ripple of the effect of foreigners must go. Look at the amount of spoilage.
There are videos of other section of people also demonstrating against the removal of immigrants from South Africa.
Yeah.
There is also a video of Julius Malema, one of South African politician, who was warning the South Africans that in as much as you are sacking these people or you are treating them this way, a time will come that if these people are not there for you to maltreat, you will end up fighting yourselves.
Stop the hate, because from xenophobia is going to be tribalism. It's already tribalism somewhere in KZN where vendors are being beaten.
And it's happening. There are sectors or there are tribes in South Africa who are fighting right now because immigrants are leaving. See where the pace where South Africa has put themselves right now, they have no idea what's coming to hit them. They have no idea. Yes, they will say we don't care. Anyone who understands economics right now, their tourism sector has reduced. Their tourism sector, the visit to South Africa has reduced.
Oh yes,
as now we speak, which is a serious issue.
Of course.
And then there are African countries who are planning on boycotting South African companies.
Yes,
which is a big issue. Maybe they are not seeing issues like this, but we are pointing these things out to them. And foreign investment is going to be an issue because the moment tribes are beginning to fight against themselves, there will be withdrawal of foreign investments. South Africa is on a highway to crash. But when you say these things, they don't understand because they are not ready to listen. They're not ready to listen. They don't understand how economics works. So they're not ready to listen. Even places like the US and the UK, they sensibly deal with immigration. Yeah. Yes. They remove.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to say. I like how you're addressing it. Yeah.
Yes, they sensibly deal with immigration. They remove illegal migrants. They remove illegal migrants. Any migrant in the US or the UK or wherever in the West who is legal and contributing to the development of the country, they would never, because they know that the day that immigrants will leave the country. Let me give you a picture. When you go to a place like Italy, most of the people on the farm, Italy is known for their huge level of farming sector. Most of the people on the farms are immigrants. If you move immigrants out of your country, you've crushed the whole sector. The same way, in the US, immigrants are in the farms. Immigrants are also in the public sector or the health sector. Same thing in the UK. Immigrants are in the health sector. South Africa had immigrants in their education sector. So now, if you take immigrants out of all these sectors, all you are doing is that you are crashing your economy, and it will take years to build it. I heard one of the guys who leads them. He was saying that South Africa has money, and then if the government wants, South African can be paid 1 million every year.
South Africa can pay South Africans 1 million every year for the rest of their lives. Let's say the average life expectancy in South Africa is 70 years. South Africa can pay 70 million to each person in this country to sustain themselves for the rest of their lives. We don't even need to work. We can have these legal immigrants coming to South Africa to work for us, like in Dubai.
Every South African can get 1 million. I said, do you know what you are saying? Do you actually know what you are saying? Which country on this earth can decide to pay all its citizens $1 million?
All its citizens, even the richest economy won't do that.
Are you joking? No, you see, that's the kind of mediocre mentality. The kind of mediocre mentality they use in handling issues like this. How can you say this? The moment I heard that, I just knew, my God, these guys on the highway, down the highway to debt, highway to distraction, highway.
Now, yeah. So looking at what you are trying to say, you see, Michael, it's so interesting to even hear such comments from somebody who calls himself a South African, because it's create the impression that they don't even know what they are talking about. And so one thing that I also want to add is the human resource, the development of human resource over there, and the kind of jobs you were talking about Italy, the kind of job these immigrants do in those countries, even those citizens, they are not willing to do it. Even when you give it to them, they are not willing. And the key thing is every immigrant travel with a purpose, with the aim, and underlining it mostly because of money, aside other things. And so a typical immigrant might not even mind giving him just a job that like a normal citizen won't do. And that is something they also don't pay attention to. So there are jobs there, fine, you are rich, but are you willing to do those jobs with your hands? Are you willing to do those kind of jobs that immigrants, they even ask themselves such questions?
No, I think it's a good thing you are bringing up, but at the same time, they believe that now that immigrants are gone, they can now force organizations to start employing people, their own people. And I've seen videos of they walk into organizations and say that you have to employ South Africans. So we don't care. You have to employ South Africans or you face consequences. And to be frank, do you know that even companies in South Africa don't even want to employ South Africans? They don't want to. I've seen a video where I saw a video where South Africans went to meet a business owner. That business owner was actually a white guy. And they were telling him that he has to employ South Africans. And he asked them that, so what about Mondays?
Where we are saying employ our locals, and you get people that are going to...
We employ locals, but the thing is, it's a big problem for the locals. Monday, you know the story, Monday is a problem.
That's the point I'm trying to get to. That's the point I'm trying to get to. I'm saying to you, we will take full accountability. We give you the people, we ensure that they comply, we ensure that they come to work on time, and we're not even going to interfere.
So apparently in South Africa, they like to have their weekend stretched till Monday. So they like to enjoy themselves through Monday, and some of them get paid. They get paid every Friday. So when they get the money on Friday, the whole weekend is for chilling till Monday. Of course. So you can imagine the business would not ask that question. What about Mondays? And they were saying that don't worry, we will talk to them so that they will come on Mondays. You and I know it's not true. They will not come. You see, that's the problem.
They will not come.
That is the problem. No. You see, South Africa has set up themselves to struggle, and it's sad to see, because even I saw another news where even their schools, their minister of education, I don't know, but one of the people in the education sector came out to say that even their schools, they are closing down some of the schools and they are merging some of the schools. Yeah, they are closing down schools and then they are merging schools. They are merging schools up.
The Eastern Cape Department of Education is closing 123 schools due to dwindling enrollment numbers. The decision to close the school was taken this financial year, with the move already being implemented in some facilities, and a further 300 schools will also be closed in the next few years.
That's how far they've gone. So in as much as you don't care,
I'm sure.
In as much as you don't care, this is where South Africa has come to. And I am sad to see this happening, because whether I like it or not, other African countries contributed to what South Africa is today. Yes. Ghana, Nigeria, I think Botswana, most of the African countries came together and they made some contributions towards South Africa coming out of the apartheid.
I am here of the government and people of Nigeria. Nigeria has given us a lot of financial and material support. They have assisted us not only in the form of funds, and in that respect, they have been among the most generous donors to our coffers.
Yeah, I remember very well one time Ghanaian president made comment about what you are saying.
Yes. Ghana played a very serious role in these things, and they said they don't care. When you say things like this, South Africans keep saying we don't care. You don't care, okay? And you say you want them out. When you say it, they will be shouting that we South Africans, we don't travel with it. You don't travel, saying you travel. I've seen South Africans. I have a very good friend even here who's a South African. You see, South Africans are all over. I also
have like a family, like about 5 people who are even South Africans. Yeah.
Yes, South Africans travel. There is no country where 8 people have not traveled. Even the strictest country in Africa is called Eritrea. There are people who don't travel. I still met Eritreans just around. You meet someone, I'm from Eritrea. Oh, okay. They travel. So you can't sit and tell me that South Africans don't travel. You travel. And now they have painted a public spectacles, which is going to cost them. You see, it's going to cost them. All I can say is that the hammer has been caused. Let's keep our hopes that they are still our brothers. Our brothers don't see themselves destroyed because they've set themselves up. I'm telling you. As of now, my prediction is that the other race, the whites in South Africa, are going to have the upper hands, because the black South Africans are still going to look for jobs, and the people, most of the immigrants who came to create jobs, you sacked them. So the whites are going to have some upper hands. They would not agree, but that's my prediction.
They will eventually run to the whites.
Yes, that's and it's going to be sad. One of our biggest an African man, I forgot, is it Lumumba? One of them is it Lumumba, or the other guy? There is a professor called Lumumba. Either
Pierre Lumumba.
Yeah, Pierre Lumumba. I don't know if he is the one or the other guy. I've forgotten that man's name. One of them said that it is sad to see that they are not fighting for ownership. They are rather fighting for jobs. That's the statement he made. Okay. Then he said that who owns the jobs? Who owns the jobs? The people that own the jobs, you can't attack them. You are attacking those who are getting the jobs. So that is South Africa. Terrorism is collapsing. And because terrorism is collapsing, they had to let Trevor Noah do advertisement about tourism, which is a beautiful thing. But it communicated to me. Yeah, he communicated to me that it means that they are struggling in tourism, and now they have to boost it. And Trevor Noah had to help them, which is okay. Everything in South Africa needs help, and we hope that the best will be seen in South Africa.
Yeah, I actually support what you are saying, and I always say that let's leave everything to time. But as a continent, these are things that we don't really want to be seen in our nose or even around our environments, because the more we do that, the more we still go back in life, the more we still struggle to advance as a continent. And so, like you said, every nation is built with immigrants. So if there has been a more appropriate way of dealing with this, personally, I think between you and I, we feel that it would have saved a lot. And now they've exposed themselves to so many things that we will say, and we wish them the best, and we give everything to time. But this is not something that as a continent we should be doing to ourselves.
Yeah. So Thank you. And then
So, Michael, I think I want to add something before you say. So, I want people that will watch this video and those who will be listening to us. If you have a comment, if you have a question, if you have something to share, just do your best and drop it. And in our next video, what is going to happen is that we will either delve much deeper into this and then try our best to answer some of your questions. And so whatever thought, whatever video, whatever idea you have, even as a continent, you might not be an African, but possibly you feel the need to share something. Just do your best and drop something in the comments, and we will pick it from there, and then we'll see how best we can discuss this whole topic.
I thank you. And if you are new or if you're a returning viewer, you have not subscribed, we just plead that you like this video, you share, and then anytime we drop a new video, you get a notification. Thank you, and see you in the next video.